We need the microphone. Good morning. Welcome to Unity of Billings. So awesome to have you all here in the real and on the line, on the online. That's right. That's how it goes. If you all will join me in singing our opening song. Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place. I can feel his mighty power and his grace. I can feel the brush of angels' wings. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place. Yes, 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 yes. And here we are. Our Sunday services are being live streamed. Thank you for joining us. And if you care to go to our PayPal account or our website, you may donate there if you are unable to attend. We would love for you to join us. But if you are in Kansas, then I'm glad you're here. Technology is fabulous. Our announcements for today, remember that in the back room, on the back table, we have signups for corned beef and cabbage, which is coming up on March 16th.
And Irish stew.
And Irish stew, that's right. And we will have soda bread and Irish butter. And someone's bound to do an Irish jig, right? Someone in the house, maybe. Somebody might bust out. Also, there's a sign-up sheet for our 100-year anniversary. And what we're doing is just collecting signatures to see, and get together, have a meeting, and then we'll figure it out. Charlene Inglis has graciously agreed to be the chairperson and coordinator, or whatever you want your title to be. We'll just wizard, wizardess, goddess. Okay, so because we have a lot of ideas and we want more ideas of all the ways that we can celebrate this year, because Unity of Billings is 100 years old. And isn't that amazing, Joyce? Can you believe it?
Shocking.
It is. Yoga with Tony, Thursdays, 5:30 to 6:30. We are asking a $12 tithe, love offering, and Tony is graciously donating that money back to Unity. And we are so grateful to have her. I have a lot of little neck and back issues that are resolved. And I use that technique that you showed me last week, just this morning. Neck problems gone. Yay!
Yay.
Yes, it's powerful. It's very powerful. It's wonderful. She's very talented, has a lot of experience, and she is generously donating her time for us. March 22nd at 4 p.m. is an art workshop with Reverend Phil Zimke. Thank you. Yes, it's not written down. It's like, what? And his workshops are fabulous. And what we'll do this time, it says, draw your temple or sanctuary. And he brings all the art supplies. We give him a love offering and have wonderful conversations. The man is a wealth of very interesting information. Today is Friendship Sunday Potluck. Today, okay. Join us downstairs after the service and share some wonderful eats. Everybody brings great stuff. We always have enough. And it's awesome. So again, corned beef and cabbage on March 16th. We are having also on the 19th will be the crystal bowls, a sound bath. And that will be fantastic. Absolutely. If you haven't attended one of those, it's magical. It's really good stuff.
At 6:30.
At 6:30 p.m. Yes, thank you. Thank you. We'll be here at 6:30 p.m. That's on a Wednesday. Mark your calendar so you can be here because it's great. March 9th.
It's going to be Reverend Orlando Worthington on Zoom.
Okay, super. Will be Reverend Orlinda. The 16th will be Reverend Edee Weigel, who's in the house today. Saturday, March 22nd, will be the Reverend Phil workshop. The 23rd will be Reverend Phil Simke here in the house, because a lot of times he Zooms, but once a month he comes here from Bozeman, and it's a great treat. He is a wealth of knowledge. He's our Yoda, seriously. He's amazing. He knows many things. He's a wise man. March 30th will be our own Leslie Fisher. And now, if everyone will take some deep cleansing breaths and center yourselves, we'll enjoy the Unity song with David Friedman.
Every prayer is answered, every prayer is heard, every thought and feeling, every spoken word, what your soul has longed for, what your heart can feel, is already here, is already real. There is no what's out there, there is no one else. You hold all the answers deep inside yourself. There's a voice that whispers, there's no you, no me, there's just one, there's just unity. One power, one presence, one light to lead the way, all loving, all knowing, that answers when you pray. When the world looks darkest and your eyes can't see, gather all your troubles, give them all to me. I am always with you, I will always be. I am one, I am unity. We are one, we are
We are one, we are unity. As I light the Christ candle, it's a reminder of the indwelling Christ within all of us and within our service today. This is very nice. Thank you, Charlene. Thank you. It's very nice. St. Patrick's Day is one of my favorites. Today, E. The 2nd of March. We will speak of the joy in my heart blessing each one of us. If you'll join me in affirming joy, the joy in my heart blesses me. Getting a sweet kiss from a toddler, watching puppies at play, attending a loved one's wedding, these are the kinds of things that bring my joy to life. But being joyful does not depend on outer experiences. It is part of my spiritual identity, always within me. Just as pulling back a curtain fills a darkened room with light, opening my mind and heart to indwelling spirit suffuses my entire being with the awareness of joy. I can brighten any moment by sharing my joy. It is the light I shine onto tender moments and onto those times when tension dims the light of joy. My joy flows from heart as laughter and love and opens the way to peace, caring, and lasting happiness. Everlasting joy shall be upon their heads. They shall obtain joy and gladness, and sorrow and sighing shall flee away. Isaiah 35:10. Again, will you affirm with me joy? The joy in me blesses me. Thank you. Thank you for reading it correctly out there. I'm just making it up here. All right. And now, if you will take a moment. Yes, I'm looking for my information. There it is. Need to flip the page here. My pages get mixed up, and we're all gonna have fun. Our Unity Foundation Principle. If you will join me in affirming our Unity of Foundation Principle, there is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, God, the good, omnipotent. And our Unity of Billings affirmation that was crafted by our prayer chaplain, Charlene Inglis. Through divine wisdom and grace, Unity of Billings is vibrant, healing, and inclusive. If you'll take a moment and gather your energy and your tithes and your love, infuse with prayer, and join me in praying. Divine love flowing through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive, and I am grateful. Robin's going to play some special music for us today, and it's a Unity song.
So happy to be back. We are one, we are unity. We are a loving, inclusive community. We are grateful, everyone is welcome here. We spread our love into the world. Sing that again.
Sing it again.
We are unity. We are a loving, inclusive community. We are grateful, everyone is welcome here. We spread our love into the world. We are one. unity. We are one. We are one. We are one in unity. We are one. We are one. We are one. We are in unity. We are a loving, inclusive community. We are grateful. Everyone is welcome here. We spread our love into the world. We are one in unity. We are one. We are one. We are one in unity. We are one. We are one. We are one. We are in unity. We are a loving, inclusive community. We are grateful. Everyone is welcome here. We spread our love into the world. Joy. We spread our joy into the world. Peace. We spread our peace into the world. Back to love. We spread our love into the world.
Nice. That's a fun song. Thank you, Robin. Awesome. I'm going to take a moment and bless our love offering. Thank you for your physical presence, for your energetic presence, for your love, for your light. As we infuse all of that loving energy throughout this sanctuary, in this time that we get to be together, we receive your gifts, infused with your energy and love. These gifts will go through our community, through our state, through our country, and out into the world. And so it is. All right, and now I would like to, I don't even need to introduce Rev Edee Weigel, but to some, I see a few new faces out there. Thank you for being here with us. Welcome back.
In person, yay.
That's right, good to see you.
In person.
Now she's back from the wilds of Huntley, from her.
We snowed in.
Yeah, she was snowed in.
And the snow is gone.
It is. Thank goodness for technology. We get to have Zoom,
I know.
so we don't have to miss you too much.
And our aim is
Thank you for
improving.
being here. Excuse me.
Here we go.
Here you go. Take it away, Edie.
Good morning. Good morning. Does it feel like spring out there? Yes. This is my first official day not wearing long underwear, just in case anyone wanted to know. I said, this is it. Pretty soon we'll be able to wear some dresses, which is always a fun thing. I'm just putting my kombucha bottle down here. So last week I was talking about releasing stuck energy. And this has not been a very fun subject for me. It's really funny, as I was writing this, I was having all kinds of stuck energy, being snowed in, and we all had it. And I was thinking of Joyce this morning so much, praying for you, and I'm so happy to see you here today. So many of us feel, liberated. And I did hear Robin singing yesterday at the museum grounds. So today, I was thinking a little bit about, there's some of us maybe that didn't hear, last week I was working on releasing stuck energy. And I had a breathing exercise. And I want to know, have any of you tried it when you're having a challenging moment? Okay, so it's called pranayama, which in yoga, breathing exercises. This breathing exercise is very peculiar because it actually changes your heartbeat, changes your blood pressure, and it really does release stuck emotions. So it's 2 quick breaths in, and then breathing out really, really, really slow. And physiologically, it actually jumps your diaphragm, which squeezes your heart. And then when you're breathing out, it pulls down and actually expands your heart. So it lowers your blood pressure. So much of yoga is actually scientific. In fact, it all is, right? Right, Tony? Yoga is scientific. It actually changes our body. It changes our body and our brain. And they are connected, hopefully. So those 2 quick breaths in, and then exhaling, slow. So you're able to actually talk to your heart when you're feeling challenged. And I've used it quite a few times lately. So I was really happy that I had seen a YouTube passing through my television that was talking about this, because I've been using it. Today I'd like to start by, we're going to open our hymnals, and we're just going to read 129 together as an affirmation. You know, I have a copy of this book at home, and I'll read through it and find wonderful affirmations, even though we don't have music today. 129. Everybody's getting queued up here. Yes, you're getting our glasses on, and infinite wisdom guides my way. And when you think of it, no matter how much we're challenged, we have that moment to just stop, maybe put our hand on our heart and just say, I'm just going to let it all go. God, just take the reins. God, take the wheel. I'm just going to live for God, and he's going to take away any stuck emotions, any grief issues. Just breathe deep and just saying, thank you, God. I'm going to feel better right now. I uncluttered my brain. Poof. It's like turning a balloon loose. Just infinite wisdom guides my way. So let's read it very slowly, because we really want to absorb these wonderful words. So let's read together. Infinite wisdom guides my way. My path appears as bright as day. God leads me on and gives me strength. Assured I shall arrive at length. 'Tis love divine that prospers me, health and all good abundantly. With substance rich, my life is blessed, and in God's care I find sweet rest. In conscious union, Lord, with thee, thy blessing now is given to me. The heavenly windows open wide. My utmost needs are all supplied. Isn't that adorable? I wonder who wrote that and what year it was. We love our hymnals because every song is a positive affirmation, because we are a positive, affirmative church. We are manifestors. So I have a little bit of part 2 of releasing stuck energy, since last week I didn't quite finish it. I had 17 pages. Sometimes I start writing and it just, I was snowed in, just kept writing. So meditation ideals, kind of come with this infinite wisdom guides my way. We have a spring bunny running by. So releasing stuck energy must be the path we're dedicated to in order to be great manifestors. Oh, they all fit together now. It's kind of like there's blocks and mortar that builds a house. Releasing stuck energy is the glue that holds all of our spiritual work together. So we release stuck energy so that we can be manifestors. Just the other day, my fabulous housekeeper that's helped me twice a month for 7 or 8 years told me that they've sold their house and they're moving away. And I did have a moment there where I felt like a big boo-hoo. Be like your best friend moving away when you were in school, But I prayed about it, and I even sat down right away and I wrote a treatment. So in positive thinking, manifestation, you write a treatment. I now manifest and accept a wonderful new helper with my house. And immediately, I think that I've already got a wonderful new helper. So life is good. When thinking of Julia Cameron, the artist way, how she would say it, when something's challenging to you, you say immediately, how can this benefit me? Like when that big crack was in my basement and the cold air was coming in the window. How can this benefit me? Thinking back, I found a fabulous old friend who had helped me 13 years before and said, I will help you. I'll keep helping you. You know, his tools are still there. He's still going to come back and fix the wall. He just said, you know, you need help, I will help you. So it's like, you know, God just provides these angels. They're showing up. So we are in control of our lives and our experiences because we are in control of empowering our lives with this spiritual path. And we're all buddies here. You know, we all have each other's backs. We can all call each other. I'm having a bad day. Okay, poof, look, now you're having a good day. You can just turn the light bulb on in your head. I choose to be happy, joyous, and free. We are living a spiritual path. It's not always easy. Sometimes there's some darkness we have to go through, just like night and day. It's a narrow path, and it's faith or fear, baby. It's kind of one of my old sayings, faith or fear. Or as my cowboy husband used to say, on the path or in the poop. I always loved it that he said that because he was funny. He would dance around with his elbows like that. Are you having a good day? Don't be crabby. I just look at him and go, where did you come from? I had a dream about him the other night that he was on top of the house dancing on the, don't worry about the house, it'll be fine. It's a really old house. It's been here a long time. It'll be fine. But we get to choose. That's the greatest thing about being a human being. We actually get to choose what we look at, what we think about, what we listen to. You know, we got to turn on beautiful music. I like listening to Deva Premal, yoga music. Sometimes I turn on old country western. Sometimes I turn on the old rock and roll. It just depends, you know, what flavor of a day do I want? How many beats per minute? We get to choose every thought that we think and every word that we say. You know, be a positive manifester. You're talking positive, you're feeling positive. And they used to say, what was the old saying? Fake it till you make it. Some days I'm not feeling so great, but I just say, thank you, Lord. I know I'm going to feel good pretty soon. I'm just going to get through this. You know, it's like 7 days in a row of not even thinking about leaving my place. Ice Station Zebra. That's my nice, that's my name for my house. Best thing is, though, the electricity stayed on. I had no problems. So, but we get to choose every moment of every day what we're thinking about and how we are breathing. It is so subtle that you just change how you're breathing, and your brain and your body go with it. So how do you breathe when you're happy? I feel so good. Everybody do that for a minute. What a beautiful spring day. And I see that the irises are coming up in the flower bed out front there. I just went and checked them when I came in today. I see my lawn is green where the snow melted. It was green when the snow fell, so it just preserved it all. We get to choose how we're breathing and how we're thinking. And like, who do we call on the phone? Or what do we look at on TV? We get to choose. It's just like choosing what we're going to eat. You know, we want healthy food. We want healthy input on TV. No news. I just turn up the music. Yeah. We get to choose how we want to feel. You know, sometimes it's like it's a real uphill struggle to choose to feel good when you're having a challenge. That you just say to yourself, you know, just turn on some Joni Mitchell music or something and laugh and like sing, you know, Good Morning Morgantown. We can start to feel invincible. You know, you can just stand there for a minute and say, I feel invincible. Nothing's going to bother me. You can be powerful and peaceful because that's the power that manifests. You know, I am manifesting a happy attitude right now. I'm manifesting a positive feeling. And then my neighbor shows up. I thought it was someone I knew, but then this huge 16-foot wide blade came through and plowed me out. And I'm like, what neighbor is that? So then later I did find out, and he was chuckling. He goes, well, I didn't want to knock over too much stuff, so I just plowed you one 16-foot wide path. Well, we can wake up to the shocking realization that we are creating something with every single word and thought and breath we take. We are creating something. I mean, there's no static time in this world. Every single breath we take is committed to manifesting something good. We just tell ourselves, breathe deep, breathe in joy, exhale any sorrow, grief, or blockage, because it's my choice right now. I grew up with a metaphysical mother. So, I mean, I'd be going to school, walking alone to kindergarten with my little lunch pail. Same thing every single day. Boring. But as I would go, my mother would stand out in front with her arms up and give my sister and I like a benediction. God has gone before you, making plain, easy, perfect, straight, and joyous your way. She said every single morning. And we'd walk down the hill to school. Just a lovely way to start my day. So to me, manifesting, positive thinking, all this wonderful stuff, meditating, yoga, was part of my life every single day. Now, as a teenager, I kind of went and ran away, you know, but yeah, in my 20s, you just kind of make the circle and come back. She was right. Every time I'm working now, writing, I'm like, Mother, you were right. I can feel her just, ha ha. She's with me. Every single moment of every day, everything I think is got to be something connected to what she taught me. And I am so grateful for her. You know, her name was Juanella Geneva. Isn't that the most beautiful name? I always thought that, gosh, Mom, that's exotic. I love that name. Her nickname was Jan, they called her, or Dr. J. She was a doctorate of metaphysics. So Dr. J, that was kind of her nickname. She was quite the example for me of women's liberation in the 60s. Have your own job, have your own house, have your own bank account. You don't need anyone else to do it for you. So she was one of the first pioneers, a woman minister. So growing up in a house like that. But here's Mother's thoughts. You know, I'm always thinking of her. Every single thought is creative. And we can mumble, jumble, complain, worry, fret, make ourselves sick, or we can wake up to how powerful positive thinking and speaking and acting really is. You have no idea how powerful you are until you start really focusing. It's like a laser beam. You're focusing your power, just like, Jedi Knights and lightsaber. You have this power. And it's like, just try it. Just try it. Manifesting all the help I need, manifesting all the income I need. House goes great. Every little thing's happening, getting helpers. But we have this power to manifest peace and health and abundance. One of the principles of metaphysics, which is the brain and the body, act as if. This is a great principle. You're acting as if. It's a great manifestation principle because it sets the law of mind in action. Act as if you already have that new job or that degree or that raise or that promotion or that new car or a car. Act as if the new home and healthy, happy relationships already exist. Act as if your abundance is flowing in and feel it as if it were already true. Because it creates a mental vibration that you attract exactly what you are pretending to already have. I'm already pretending, got new tires on the trailer, ready to take them horses over to the arena and ride them. Acting as if it's already done. So releasing stuck energy and the as if principle, they work together very well. Releasing stuck energy and emotions can be a real shock when you finally are free from a whirlpool of negativity. You didn't realize how screwed up you were until you get in your journal and you start writing out, how do I feel? How do I want to feel? And make a fun little list of fun things you want to do. Walk barefoot on the lawn. I've been doing it more. Grounding really does change the way your brain and body work and your heart. There's energy in the earth. And yes, you can go hug a tree or hold on to a bush. Like I got a juniper by my front. I hold on to that. But lately, every day, I've been calling my one horse in, feed her a little treat. And while she eats, I have my hands on her because she's grounded. I mean, her bare feet are in the mud. So she's eating and I'm grounding by petting her while she's eating. So me and Krista, she's my grounding horse. But the as if principle is to already get the emotion feeling as if it was already true. I'm in love with life. I'm going to the mountains. I'm going to go camping with my friends. Just all these wonderful things. Going camping, sitting around the fire, smell that wood smoke. We love it. We have these beautiful mountains right by us. We're so blessed. So releasing stuck energy can be a real shock when you realize how stuck you are. And I had no idea I had stuck energy. I just thought, oh yeah, I'm just groovy. Everything's perfect in my life. No, being snowed in for a little while. I had a lot of time to write, a lot of time for research. But there's a whirlpool of negativity that can suck you under, and you learn to live with grief that you don't even know is there. And grief is a killjoy. Like your friends will call you and say, hey, we're going to a movie, or we're going to go somewhere. Do you want to go with us? And you're like, nah, I don't feel like going. It's tricky. Sometimes you have to say yes, even when you feel like saying no. Grief and other dark emotions are tricky. They can jump out of nowhere and scare you and all your friends. We need to take control of our lives and what we're manifesting by constantly being on the lookout, like a forest ranger in his tower, looking out for a fire. You must watch out for any words, feelings, reactions that are based on the junk we threw out in the trash last year. Stuff comes back. It's like that one rotten cat, that beats up your other cats. They keep coming back. Everything goes in a circle. Maybe springtime's a good time to be thinking this way. What did I try to throw out of my life that actually is still lurking around in the shadows? We wake up. We feel magical and light. So when you're on the right path, you feel magical, you feel light, and you feel a sense of joy. You might repot the plants, or you might move the furniture around. You might change the artwork around. Maybe you go shopping with your girlfriends and look for Renaissance fair clothes, because this is my new thing. I suddenly realize how many friends I have to go to Renaissance fair, and I'm like, I am seriously going to do this. They have YouTubes about going to thrift stores and getting your outfit for very economical. So I actually felt a new sense of joy when I thought, I'm going to wear some outlandish outfit, and I'm going. Excitement. You feel a joy in your heart when you finally find something that kind of pings with your reality. It's like, I want to do that. I am going to do that. That joy will lift you up, and it brings a new spring to your step. And we feel fully alive because we have become self-aware. Becoming self-aware, you're the observer, observing yourself. I mean, today I'm driving and I'm looking at my hands driving, and I'm like, okay, it's not a dream. I'm really driving, and it's my hands. And I'm on the freeway. It's the first time I've been on it since January 5th, because I have been going around the slow way because my big truck was in four-wheel drive. Something wonderful is that this hand is so healed that I can turn my hubs. This is what I've discovered just lately, and it's been a year since I smashed my hand. A miracle. It works. But those feelings will come back, and you have to recognize it when it's there. When you start waking up and feeling fully alive, maybe you go outside and just sit in the sun. Take off your shoes and put your feet in the grass or the dirt. Even if there's snow over there, but I found a little patch of sunshine, and I sat down. Muddy cats jumped on me and made muddy footprints all over my jeans. They were so happy to see me. But stop for a minute when you're outdoors and you look up and you see a change of the light now, because summer's coming. This is it. Officially, spring is almost here. And the weather turns towards summer. And I love that roaring wind in the trees. I love that wind. And I look up at the trees. There's those little buds started now. You love to see the clouds flying by, and you can start to see God's Spirit in everything. When you start seeing God's creation and you start feeling so magical to be part of it, that's releasing stuck energy. That's choosing joy. We wake up to the idea that every thought we think and every word we say is affirming something. Oh, it's a beautiful day. It's such a beautiful day. We can affirm good or bad, so we have to be very aware. Becoming self-aware of everything you say is creating something. Romans 12:2 says, do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your minds. And we can be transformed mentally. We change our perception of power. You know, no one out there has power over us. Did you know that? We have power. It's God-given power. God has power. Even today driving in, I'm just like, you know, Lord, I'm just turning it all over to you. I have no will of my own at the moment. I just want to do what God made me to do. I'm living the life, the mission that I was born to do. I just have to let it all go. We always have this choice to think any thought we choose, and thoughts are the first step in manifestation. Thoughts, words, and then actions. Every single thing we are experiencing is based first in our minds. You know, I want to do something new and fun. Suddenly the Ren Fair thing, you know, you have YouTube on, and I was writing, and all of a sudden I look up and I go, what are they doing? Oh, they're wearing wild outfits and dancing and looking like they're having a good time. And I said, a lot of that stuff they're wearing, I stuff in the back of my closet. I think I might. Big leather belts, you know, fine, I could do this. But one of my mother's favorite affirmations was, I cannot lose my good. And the rest of this affirmation, you know, she wrote me some wonderful cards. And I have a deck of 3x5 cards. And I have this big old gypsy looking purse. And I dug in there the other day and I pulled out these 3x5 cards. There must be 100 in there now. I made some, Mom made some. They're little tiny vision boards on 3x5 cards, and they've got affirmations and treatments written on them. What do I want? Cutting out little pictures out of magazines and gluing them to the 3x5 cards. I mean, someday I'll just bring that bag and we'll dig into it and see what Mom made for me. But she wrote this, I cannot lose my good. What is right for me flows to me easily, normally, and naturally. My good is flowing to me right now. I cannot lose my good. What is not right for me, for my highest and best, is now evaporating out of my life. I let go, I let God, and all is well. So whatever is positive and good for us, we thank God for it. Whatever is negative in our life, we visualize it leaving, like the snow, just, I wish I'd taken a time release, you know, what do they call it? A time lapse photo of for like this. Was like ding, 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 ding. The snow eater is what the natives called the Chinook wind, the snow eater. It's kind of a fun thought. But as we release the past, we release a lot of the memories that can cause us emotional pain. It's always a work in progress. You know, we think, and good old Eckhart Tolle, how he says, pretty much everything in the past can cause you a negative reaction. That's why he says, just live in the now. Be in the now, right now. Unclutter your brain. Just focus on the breath, breathing in and letting it out. It's always a work in progress. And just like tending to a garden, we must tend to our spiritual journey. We must stay awake to the diligence it takes to stay on the positive path. I mean, we're driving a vehicle, we're awake, we're paying attention to where we're driving. Our spiritual life is just like that. We need to pay attention to this garden. And if it means pulling the plug on the TV and just simply, you know, I did that. I actually erased all my auto tunes and recording of all the news stations. I'm like, you know, I'm going to figure out the weather on my own. I don't think I'm going to watch Channel 8 for a while or 2 or whatever that is. I'm not going to listen to their stories right now. I want to make up my own story. We must discipline our minds to stay in the now and release old stories. And it's hard to do. You know, we tell the story of our lives. But sometimes I'm thinking I'm kind of done telling those stories. I want my life to start like when I started working here in 2022. And then I started working at Unity. Everything changed. We change our focus to the now. Most of our painful emotions are wrapped up in memories from the past. And we have to leave these stories we tell, and we have to find new stories. Peace and self-mastery can be ours as we learn to recognize and redirect our reactions. I wrote here, grief comes up and kicks us. You know, and, you know, we think we're perfectly fine, and then just like being in the rain or something, we just, all of a sudden it just washes over us. But I told my friend the other day, I says, you know, when I have grief, I just ride that black horse until I kill it. I'm sorry. I'm not going to run away from it. When it comes up and gets me, I'll just say, thank you. Thank you, because it helps you dig in to what you know works. We are metaphysical people. We are Christian people. And we say, dear God, help me. Help me change how I'm feeling about this. I want to have a happy day. I want to feel good. It's important to recognize repeated emotional reactions to any challenges in our daily life and recognize deeply ingrained habits that could be leftover stuck emotions or grief. You know, if you have this tendency to say, no, I don't think I should go, then you're like, who's my killjoy? Who's ruining my party? Who's the party pooper? I'm gonna get out there and be there. I'm gonna show up. And this is why it's so important to journal every single day. It's so healing to write every day, even if you just write some questions. And I talked about this last week. I got up this morning, got my coffee, and in the dark, I was writing in my journal. I said, write in your journal before you even have a chance to think about how you're feeling. Just write it out. Write, how do I feel and how would I like to feel? You track your reactions to daily life and how that makes you feel. Like, we could all have a huge reaction right now to all the stuff that's going on out there. But really what's important is what's going on here in the heart and the mind and the gut. I read something yesterday that said your intuition center is in the guts. I was thinking, where is intuition? Is it in my mind, in my heart? No, it's in the gut. It's a gut feeling. Remember that saying. So you track how you're feeling and you manifest how you want to feel. You manifest being, you know, I feel like that, you know, Jedi Knight with the lightsaber. As you make spiritual choices, you really learn the art of letting go. And I really like to think of Scarlett O'Hara when she says, fiddle-dee-dee, I'll worry about that tomorrow. I like her. She's one of my heroes. We do bury things so deeply in our psyche that we don't even know it's there. And I said, I'm not sure if I talked about this last week, but I left it in here. Buried grief is like a coal seam fire. It's burning under the ground. But all of a sudden you might notice your foot's getting hot and there's something going on. It's like a buried fire. So when you're doing this kind of work, it's not easy. This is not easy. But it's like clearing a path through a forest. Got to cut down a few trees maybe. But you want this clear path to the light. Sometimes you need to do some serious hacking, chopping away old things. You know, it's been 15 years since I suddenly was single. Literally, Ernie and I were writing the checks for the taxes for the ranch. And he suddenly passed. I was alone with him. Growing up with a mother like I had, I realized I had a great opportunity to, it was almost like being a, when someone's helping someone give birth, I just felt like I was holding him as he was birthing into his spirit. And it actually, in some ways, has been the greatest privilege of my life that I was there with him when it happened. That he went quick. There's no suffering on his part. And I am so glad that I was raised with this kind of strength and this kind of a commitment that I had the ability to, it's been almost 16 years now, to have this life that I have. You know, and God bless him, I get his retirement Social Security checks every month, so he's still loving me. He's still supporting me. God bless him. You know, horse trainers are self-employed, so we don't have much for retirement. But dealing with grief, all I know that I have done is actively pursued healing. And actively pursuing healing is a lifelong journey. It isn't like you just put a little patch over it and we're done. You have to go all the way to the roots, the foundation. You reach a place of peace and a plateau of sorts, and you can look back over the landscape of your life, looking back, wow, I've come a long way. I just turned 70, which to me is like a great milestone. It's like all of a sudden this get out of jail free card's been given to me. I can do anything I want to do now because I'm 70. It's just this really funny thought that occurred to me. I'm like, it was a month ago today. So this last month's been really fun for me. It's like, I can do anything I want to. I'll just take the whole year and just indulge myself a little bit, you know, buy that leather vest, you know, the laces up, you know what I'm talking, the Ren Fair. So unresolved emotions. I writing in the journal every day, being stuck at home, being retired as I am, got a lot of time to think and plan and do things. Making sure that you take that time to do the grounding every day. You know, you get out there, if you sit, I have a little stool that my friend Wendy made for me, and it looks like a ladybug, and I can sit on that and put my hands right down in the grass, you know, and of course all the barn cats come running over to jump on me with their muddy paws. But you've got to do that grounding because that earth has a magnetic force field that will help your brain and your body just have a really nice rhythm in the resonance to it. It's called the Schumann resonance, if anyone wants to look it up. I don't know if some of you have had trouble sleeping in the middle of the night the last few nights. They've had huge Schumann resonance energy showing up on the charts. It hit at midnight, and it was there from midnight till 3, and I was pretty much awake the whole time. I was thinking, what the heck is keeping me awake? So I looked up Conscious Liera, and then the next morning on YouTube, and there she's like showing the graph. This is some big sunspots make the Schumann resonance wake us up at night. A life well lived has a steady progress to it. You're thinking about that. I'm on a spiritual path. My life has a steady progress to it. Just like we're looking at our gardens right about now, kind of walking around going, okay, snow's gone, what's underneath? I saw 3 grasshoppers. Yeah, I was kind of moving some earth to let the melted snow water go out, and I looked down and 3 little grasshoppers jumped out. I go, oh no, you don't. I'm thinking, I'm gonna borrow my friend's chickens and let them clean up my yard. So whatever you'd like to manifest, you know, you can write it out in your journal. What would I like to manifest? I'd really like to manifest a way to deal with grasshoppers. I have my little 1924 first edition of the Daily Word that was in my mother's things. This is not actually 101 years old. I think it was published in the 40s. But it was in my mother's things, and because it's our 100th anniversary here, every time I speak, I'm just going to read to you a little bit of the Daily Word. And today, the word for today was, the light of truth purifies my consciousness, and only good remains. Now that's a nice affirmation from 101 years ago. Let the light of wisdom appear, and the ignorance of human thought vanish. There we go, my ignorant thoughts. They didn't candy coat anything 101 years ago. They laid it out there. When the truth comes to our consciousness, the mists of ignorance, superstition, and fear vanish. In the light of truth, all untruth must disappear. Today begin the practice of measuring every thought by this standard. Is it according to absolute truth? So this is kind of a neat subject compared to what I was talking about today, just another God wink. Be willing to let go of any personal thought or desire that you may be trying to carry into the kingdom with you. All must go until there remains only those thoughts that are based upon the absolute. The absolute truth is that God is all there is. Before the white light of truth, the shadows of inharmony, hate, disease, and poverty must go. You know, my mother would say, turn and face the light, and the shadows fall behind you. Let go of all superstitions about the body and about drugs. I'm not sure exactly what he meant by that. Let go of all superstitions about religion and all traditions about God as something external and apart from you. Give up all fear about things. Turn the sunlight of truth into every corner of your consciousness. Before its glory will flee many beliefs that you have thought were based upon truth. Take heed as a lamp shining in the dark place until the day dawns, the day star arise in your heart. The day star is the sun. Let the day star arise in your hearts. He shall be as a light of the morning when the sun riseth, a morning without clouds. So here we are. This is what the Fillmores put, and they mailed it out, and it was $1 a year, and it says 10 cents a copy right here. So let's stand up for the benediction, the blessing. Right here, right now, we claim our manifestation of a beautiful, peaceful life. Our thoughts are filled with joy and love. We appreciate our church family here and all of us together. And we're going to go forth. God has made our way plain, perfect, and easy. So God bless you all. Namaste.
That was awesome, as usual.
Thank you. I'm getting better.